The Aksumite Empire arose in the Honor century AD in the highlands of present-day Ethiopia and Eritrea. The empire capitalized on its fertile land for agricultural prosperity. Its strategic location facilitated trade and cultural exchange. The Aksumite Empire's geographical advantages contributed significantly to its early success. Aksum's strategic location facilitated trade between the Roman Empire and the Arabian Peninsula. Aksumite merchants connected the Arabian Peninsula to the Indian Ocean trade networks. Aksum served as a pivotal crossroads for major trade routes, enhancing its economic significance. Aksumite merchants capitalized on their position to control and profit from the exchange of goods. The Aksumite kingdom's control over trade routes contributed significantly to its wealth and power. Aksum's role as a trading hub fostered cultural exchange and the spread of knowledge. The Romans had a high demand for ivory, sourced from regions like Aksum. Ivory was a valuable material utilized by the Romans for creating statues. Romans used ivory to produce jewelry, signifying wealth and status. Ivory served as a display of wealth and prestige within Roman society. Aksum held control over the trade of frankincense, a valuable commodity in the ancient world. Myrrh, alongside frankincense, was a key commodity traded by Aksum. Frankincense and myrrh were essential commodities in the ancient world. Aksum's control over these commodities contributed significantly to its economic power. The Aksumite economy depended significantly on the slave trade. Slaves were obtained through capture from neighboring lands. Captured individuals were sold to the highest bidder in slave markets. The slave trade provided a source of labor and wealth for the Aksumite kingdom. The Aksumite slave trade had devastating impacts on the captured individuals and their communities. King Ezana's conversion to Christianity around 330 AD marked a significant shift for the kingdom of Aksum. This conversion aligned Aksum spiritually with the Roman Empire, a major global power at the time. Politically, the conversion fostered closer ties between Aksum and the Roman Empire. The adoption of Christianity influenced Aksumite culture, art, and governance. Aksum's strategic location facilitated the spread of Christianity in northeast Africa. King Ezana's decision had long-lasting effects, shaping Aksum's identity and its relationship with the wider world. The Aksumite kingdom minted its own gold coins, demonstrating economic and political sovereignty. Aksumite coins bore the face of the Aksumite king, symbolizing royal authority and power. The coins proclaimed King of the Aksumites in Greek, asserting Aksum's status on par with Rome. Minting its own currency allowed Aksum to engage in international trade and establish its economic independence. The use of Greek on Aksumite coinage reflects the kingdom's engagement with Hellenistic culture and trade networks. Aksumite gold coinage served as a powerful symbol of the kingdom's wealth, power, and cultural sophistication. Aksum's naval power extended across the Red Sea into Yemen. Aksumite navies patrolled trade routes to maintain control and facilitate commerce. The navy served as a means of projecting Aksumite power and influence in the region. Control of naval routes ensured Aksum dominated regional trade. Aksum's maritime dominance fostered economic growth and stability. The Aksumite navy played a crucial role in safeguarding trade and projecting imperial authority. The Aksumite capital flourished as a major urban center. Towering stone obelisks served as iconic symbols of Aksumite power and engineering. Grand palaces showcased the wealth and sophistication of the Aksumite rulers. Bustling markets facilitated trade and economic activity within the Aksumite capital. The Aksumite capital represented the zenith of the civilization's cultural and economic achievements. The Persian prophet Mani identified Aksum as one of the four great powers of the world. Mani's recognition placed Aksum alongside Rome, Persia, and China in global significance. Aksum's inclusion highlights its political and economic influence during that era. This classification reflects Aksum's power in the ancient world. The prophet Mani's assessment underscores Aksum's historical importance. Aksum's status as a great power demonstrates its significant role in ancient geopolitics. Aksum's decline began as underlying vulnerabilities surfaced during its peak. The seeds of Aksum's decline were sown as the empire reached its peak. Internal weaknesses emerged, contributing to the eventual downfall of the Aksumite kingdom. These vulnerabilities, though initially unnoticed, would eventually lead to the empire's collapse. The rise of Islam in the 7th century significantly altered the geopolitical dynamics of the Arabian Peninsula. The emergence of Islam presented a challenge to the existing dominance of the Aksumite Empire in the region. The geopolitical shift caused by Islam impacted the established power structures and trade networks of the Arabian Peninsula. The rise of Islam reshaped alliances and conflicts, leading to a new era of political and cultural development. Muslim armies severed Aksum's access to key Red Sea trading routes. The disruption of Red Sea trade significantly impacted Aksum's economic stability. Aksum's primary trading partners were isolated, leading to economic hardship. The economic lifeline of Aksum was critically dependent on Red Sea commerce. Cutting off trade routes caused a significant decline in Aksum's access to vital resources. The Red Sea served as a crucial artery for Aksum's economic prosperity. Trade decline caused panic and uncertainty within the Aksumite royal court. The empire's financial stability was directly impacted by the reduction in trade activities. Dwindling trade negatively affected the economic foundation of the Aksumite Empire. Economic instability led to widespread concern among the Aksumite leadership. The decline in trade resulted in a scarcity of gold within the Aksumite Empire. Gold scarcity impaired the empire's ability to fund its armies. Reduced funding for the military weakened the empire's defenses. The empire's capacity to maintain critical infrastructure was also compromised by the lack of gold. Inability to maintain infrastructure further hampered trade and economic stability. The scarcity of gold created a cascading effect, undermining the empire's economic and military foundations. Aksum's influence gradually diminished as global dynamics shifted. The kingdom retreated back into the highlands, losing its former global reach. As the world evolved, Aksum's prominence faded into historical memory. The shift in global power dynamics contributed to Aksum's decline. Aksum's economic and political strength waned with changing trade routes and alliances. The kingdom's retraction marked the end of its era as a major global player. Existential fear gripped the Aksumite society as its identity as a great trading empire crumbled. The decline of Aksum's trading empire led to a societal focus on faith. Aksum's shift towards faith was a response to the loss of its economic power. The focus on faith provided a new sense of identity and purpose amidst economic decline. Aksum maintained its Christian faith, becoming a defender against the expansion of Islam. This stance led to increased isolation for the Aksumite kingdom. The kingdom's religious identity shaped its geopolitical relationships. Aksum's commitment to Christianity influenced its cultural and economic development. The defense of faith became a defining characteristic of Aksumite identity. Geographic and religious factors contributed to Aksum's increasing separation from surrounding regions. The Aksumite Empire experienced a decline, diminishing its power and influence. This decline marked a period of reduced economic and political strength. The empire's former prosperity gradually eroded. External pressures and internal strife contributed to the empire's weakened state. The Aksumite Empire became a shadow of its once great self. The failure of seasonal rains initiated a prolonged drought. The drought spanned decades, causing widespread devastation. Nature turned against Aksum as the land suffered from prolonged lack of water. The lack of rainfall led to the decimation of crops and vegetation. The drought severely impacted the agricultural productivity of the region. The prolonged drought caused widespread famine and hardship for the population. Aksumite terraces, once symbols of agricultural ingenuity, now suffer from crop failure due to intense sun exposure. The relentless sun has baked the terraces, leading to widespread drought conditions. The overflow irrigation systems, designed for prosperity, are now dry and ineffective. The lack of water has resulted in significant agricultural decline across the region. Terrace systems, originally designed to retain water, are now unable to combat the severity of the drought. The failure of the terraces represents a loss of agricultural sustainability and regional stability. Reservoirs experience severe drying, leading to a significant reduction in water availability. The drying of rivers further intensified the drought conditions, exacerbating water scarcity. The combination of dried reservoirs and rivers resulted in widespread water scarcity. Water scarcity severely impacted the Aksumite civilization. Famine led to widespread starvation within Aksum. The population of Aksum suffered greatly due to the famine. Aksum experienced a stark contrast between its former wealth and current state of famine. The famine resulted in significant societal distress. The lack of food resources caused immense hardship. Aksum's decline was accelerated by the famine. Severe famine led to the abandonment of children by parents unable to provide sustenance. The act of abandonment highlights a breakdown of societal structures under extreme duress. Resource scarcity directly correlates with increased social instability and familial disintegration. The famine's impact extended beyond physical hunger, causing deep emotional and psychological trauma. Such extreme measures reflect the desperation and hopelessness prevalent during the Aksumite famine. Starvation led to the disappearance of entire Aksumite villages. Migration became a desperate measure for Aksumite villagers seeking sustenance. The Aksumite civilization faced severe challenges due to widespread famine. The lack of food resources caused societal collapse in Aksumite villages. Failure of the Aksumite king to provide adequate food led to societal unrest. The inability to ensure basic necessities undermined the Aksumite social structure. Outrage and violence ensued as the Aksumite social contract dissolved. The Aksumite king's failure to maintain food supplies triggered societal collapse. The breakdown of the social contract resulted in widespread instability and conflict within the Aksumite society. Peasant revolts challenged the authority of the weakened central government. These revolts further destabilized the empire. The revolts were a direct consequence of the central government's weakened state. The empire faced internal strife due to the peasant uprising. The destabilization contributed to the decline of the Aksumite Empire. The central government's authority diminished, leading to a loss of control. The kingdom fragmented into multiple factions, each vying for dominance. These factions engaged in conflicts to seize power and secure vital resources. The struggle for resources intensified the internal divisions within the kingdom. Political instability undermined the kingdom's ability to maintain order and stability. The fragmentation of power weakened the kingdom's overall resilience and cohesion. The Aksumite civilization gradually declined, leading to the abandonment of its capital. Environmental degradation and resource depletion contributed to the Aksumite decline. Migration southward occurred as people sought more fertile lands and resources. The search for greener pastures drove the Aksumite population to migrate south. The Aksumite stelae served as symbols of power and monumental achievements. Many stelae now lie toppled, reflecting the decline and fall of the Aksumite Empire. The abandonment of the stelae marked a significant shift in Aksumite culture and societal structure. The stelae's current state serves as a historical marker of the Aksumite Empire's eventual demise. Despite their ruin, the stelae remain as testaments to the Aksumite civilization's architectural and engineering prowess. The Aksumite civilization's story serves as a cautionary tale about the fragility of societal structures. Unsustainable practices can lead to the decline and eventual collapse of even advanced societies. Civilizations must prioritize resource management and environmental stewardship to ensure long-term survival. The Aksumite kingdom's decline underscores the importance of adapting to changing environmental conditions. Ignoring environmental warnings can have devastating consequences for a civilization's prosperity and stability. Lessons from the Aksumite kingdom highlight the need for sustainable practices in modern society. The volume of coinage does not ensure a civilization's resilience against climate change. The height of monumental towers offers no guarantee of survival when trade routes shift. Civilization's endurance depends on adaptability, not merely on wealth or architectural grandeur. External factors, such as climate change and trade route shifts, can undermine even the most prosperous societies. Sustainable practices and flexible economies are more vital for long-term survival than material wealth alone. Deforestation for agriculture and fuel may have contributed to the Aksumite drought. Environmental stewardship is crucial to preventing ecological disasters like droughts. Unsustainable land use practices can lead to significant environmental consequences. The Aksumite drought highlights the interconnectedness of human actions and environmental health. Sustainable practices are essential for long-term environmental and societal well-being. Aksum's economy heavily depended on trade as its primary source of wealth. The decline or disappearance of trade routes left Aksum economically vulnerable. Economic diversity is crucial to mitigate risks associated with reliance on a single source of income. A diversified economy provides multiple avenues for growth and stability. Over-reliance on a single economic activity can lead to instability when that activity is disrupted. Remembering the story of Aksum honors the fallen. Aksum's history provides knowledge to protect our future. The ruins serve as a monument to human ambition. Aksum's story serves as a warning from history. Learning from Aksum helps us navigate challenges. The Aksum obelisks stand as historical monuments, symbolizing the legacy of a lost empire. These structures serve as a reminder of the achievements and lessons from a bygone era. The sunset backdrop enhances the obelisk's beauty, creating a serene and reflective atmosphere. The Aksum obelisks at sunset offer a poignant reflection on history and the passage of time. Aksum's merchants were renowned for their resourcefulness and sharp intellect. Their cunning allowed them to prosper within a highly competitive trading ecosystem. Ingenious strategies were crucial for Aksumite traders to gain an advantage. Aksumite merchants skillfully navigated complex market dynamics to secure favorable outcomes. The success of Aksumite merchants was a testament to their adaptability and business acumen. The Aksumites developed terrace farming techniques to maximize agricultural output. Terrace farming allowed cultivation on steep, otherwise unusable, mountainous terrain. This method effectively converts steep slopes into a series of level platforms for planting. Terracing optimizes land use and reduces soil erosion in challenging environments. The Roman demand for ivory significantly fueled Aksum's early economic growth. Aksum's expansion was largely driven by its ability to supply ivory to meet Roman demands. Ivory served as a key commodity in the trade relationship between Aksum and Rome. The insatiable Roman appetite for ivory created a powerful incentive for Aksum to control ivory resources. Aksum's early wealth was substantially derived from its control and trade of ivory to the Roman Empire. The trade dynamics between Aksum and Rome illustrate how resource demand can drive economic development and expansion. Frankincense was a highly valued commodity in the ancient world. Myrrh was another highly valued commodity in the ancient world. Both frankincense and myrrh were used in religious ceremonies. Frankincense and myrrh were also used in daily life throughout the ancient world. These commodities played a significant role in the economy and culture of ancient societies. The Aksumite kingdom engaged in the capture of individuals from neighboring territories. The Aksumite slave trade represents a darker aspect of the empire's history. Captured individuals were taken from their homes and communities. The Aksumite slave trade involved the forced removal of people from neighboring lands. King Ezana's conversion to Christianity was a strategic decision. This conversion aligned Aksum with a major global power. The alignment with a major global power provided Aksum with strategic advantages. The conversion to Christianity was a calculated political maneuver. Aksum's minting of gold coins signified its economic strength and political sovereignty. Coin production demonstrated advanced metallurgical techniques and trade networks. The gold coins facilitated trade and commerce, both domestically and internationally. Coin designs often incorporated royal portraits and religious symbols, reinforcing Aksumite identity. The consistent purity and weight of Aksumite coins ensured their acceptance and value in regional markets. Minting its own currency allowed Aksum to control its economy and project power throughout the region. Aksum's navy was instrumental in safeguarding its trade routes. The Aksumite navy projected Aksum's power across the Red Sea region. Naval strength enabled Aksum to control key maritime passages and trade. Aksum's naval dominance facilitated economic prosperity and regional influence. The Aksumite capital served as a vibrant hub for trade, fostering economic exchange and growth. The city was a cultural center, promoting the exchange of ideas, arts, and traditions. As a seat of political power, the capital housed the ruling elite and administrative functions. The Aksumite capital's strategic location facilitated its role as a nexus of regional and international interactions. The royal palace symbolized the wealth of the Aksumite kingdom. The palace served as a center of Aksumite political power. Architectural grandeur reflected Aksumite influence and sophistication. The palace's scale and design communicated the king's authority. Advanced construction technique demonstrated Aksumite engineering prowess. The palace's opulence showcased Aksumite access to valuable resources. The towering stone obelisks stand as testaments to Aksumite engineering prowess. Aksumite artistic skill is evident in the intricate carvings and precise construction of the obelisks. The obelisks showcase advanced stone cutting and lifting techniques employed by the Aksumite civilization. These monuments reflect the Aksumite civilization's sophisticated understanding of structural integrity and material science. The obelisks symbolize the Aksumite kingdom's power, technological advancement, and cultural identity. Aksumite merchants engaged in trade negotiations with partners from various regions. Complex trade agreements involved the exchange of goods, resources, and cultural knowledge. Negotiations required strategic planning and diplomatic skill to ensure mutually beneficial outcomes. Aksum's central location facilitated its role as a key hub in global trade networks. The fertile land supported a thriving agricultural economy. Agricultural prosperity was a key feature of the region. The lands provided resources for a stable economy. Agricultural surplus contributed to regional development. The agricultural system supported a large population. Aksumite artisans produced high-quality goods. These goods were intended for both trade and domestic consumption. Trade facilitated the exchange of Aksumite crafts for foreign resources and commodities. Domestic consumption reflected the availability of luxury items within Aksumite society. The production of high-quality goods contributed to Aksum's economic prosperity. Aksumite craftsmanship demonstrates a sophisticated understanding of materials and techniques. Christianity's influence grew significantly within Aksumite society. The adoption of Christianity deeply impacted Aksumite cultural practices. Aksumite art and architecture began to reflect Christian themes and motifs. The Aksumite ruling class played a key role in promoting Christianity throughout the kingdom. Christianity reshaped Aksumite social structures and daily life. Aksumite armies expanded the empire's territory through strategic military campaigns. Military campaigns were crucial for protecting the Aksumite Empire's interests and trade routes. Aksumite military strength was a key factor in maintaining regional dominance. The Aksumite army utilized advanced weaponry and tactics for their time. Expansion and protection of interests contributed to the Aksumite Empire's wealth and influence. Aksumite scholars played a crucial role in preserving ancient texts and knowledge. Their efforts ensured the continuity of intellectual traditions across generations. Aksumite scholars contributed to advancements in mathematics, astronomy, and literature. The library served as a central hub for intellectual exchange and scholarly pursuits. Careful documentation and translation were essential components of their preservation methods. Aksumite scholars' work laid the foundation for future intellectual and cultural developments. Aksumite civilization demonstrated ingenuity through the construction of grand monuments. Infrastructure projects, such as dams and reservoirs, reflected Aksumite engineering capabilities. The scale of Aksumite construction projects indicated significant resource availability. Aksumite monuments served as symbols of power and technological prowess. Advanced planning and organization were essential for the successful completion of large-scale Aksumite construction. Aksumite construction techniques involve sophisticated methods for quarrying, transporting, and assembling massive stone blocks. Aksumite leaders engaged in economic policy debates to foster growth. The implementation of economic policies aimed to achieve stability within the Aksumite kingdom. Economic policies were designed to promote overall economic growth. Economic policies were designed to maintain overall economic stability. Trade caravans facilitated the movement of goods over long distances. These caravans connected Aksum with various distant markets. Goods transported included textiles, spices, and precious metals. Trade caravans played a crucial role in economic and cultural exchange. The journeys were often arduous, crossing deserts and mountains. Aksumite diplomats engaged in negotiations with foreign powers. The primary goal of the negotiations was to secure favorable trade agreements. Alliances were a key component of Aksumite diplomatic strategy. Favorable trade agreements would bolster Aksum's economic strength. Strategic alliances provided military and political security for Aksum. Aksum's coastal ports served as key hubs for maritime trade. These ports facilitated trade with the Arabian Peninsula. Trade routes extended to India, fostering economic exchange. Aksum's ports enabled trade connections beyond the immediate region. Maritime trade was a crucial component of Aksum's economy. The ports supported the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultural influences. Aksumite textile production significantly boosted the empire's economic prosperity. Textile craftsmanship was a key industry in the Aksumite Empire. The Aksumites produced a variety of textiles, including cotton, linen, and potentially silk. Aksumite textiles were traded extensively throughout the Red Sea region and beyond. High-quality Aksumite textiles were symbols of wealth and status within the empire. The extraction of gold and other valuable resources contributed to Aksum's wealth. Mining operations provided Aksum with the resources needed to expand its influence. The availability of valuable resources was a key factor in Aksum's rise to power. Gold mining directly supported Aksum's economic and political dominance. Aksum's control over resource extraction enabled it to exert influence over trade routes. Aksumite pottery served multiple functions, including storage. Aksumite pottery was also utilized for cooking purposes. Furthermore, Aksumite pottery played a role in trade activities. The versatility of Aksumite pottery made it a valuable commodity. Aksumite pottery facilitated the preservation and transportation of goods. The widespread use of Aksumite pottery reflects its significance in daily life. Advanced irrigation systems support agricultural production during dry periods. These systems ensure consistent water supply, mitigating the impact of drought on crop yields. Precision irrigation techniques optimize water usage, reducing waste and improving efficiency. Automated control systems adjust water distribution based on real-time environmental conditions. These systems contribute to sustainable agriculture by conserving water resources and enhancing crop resilience. Aksumite legal courts function to administer justice. These courts were responsible for resolving disputes among citizens. The legal system provided a structured framework for conflict resolution. Justice was dispensed through established legal procedures and principles. Aksumite courts played a crucial role in maintaining social order. Royal processions were public displays of the Aksumite monarchy's power. These processions served to reinforce the prestige and authority of the Aksumite rulers. Elaborate costumes and precious materials underscored the wealth and influence of the Aksumite kingdom. The processions often included displays of military strength and cultural performances. Aksumite medical practitioners played a crucial role in providing healthcare services to the population. Healthcare provision in Aksumite society involved a combination of traditional knowledge and practical skills. Medical practices were likely influenced by both local traditions and knowledge exchange with other cultures. The Aksumite healthcare system aimed to address the medical needs of the community through available resources. Effective healthcare delivery was essential for maintaining the health and productivity of the Aksumite population. Aksumite medical practitioners contributed to the overall well-being and societal function of the Aksumite civilization. Aksumite educational institutions played a crucial role in training future leaders. These institutions also focused on educating scholars in various fields of knowledge. The curriculum included subjects necessary for governance and societal advancement. Graduates of these institutions were prepared to serve in key positions within the Aksumite kingdom. Aksumite architecture showcased the empire's prosperity through monumental structures. The scale and design of Aksumite buildings reflected the power and wealth of the empire. Aksumite architectural designs incorporated advanced engineering techniques. Materials used in Aksumite construction were sourced from across the empire, demonstrating its extensive reach. The architectural style of Aksumite buildings often included distinctive stepped platforms and towering obelisks. Aksumite architecture served both practical and symbolic purposes, reinforcing the empire's cultural identity. Public gatherings functioned as key venues for communication. These gatherings played a crucial role in community building. Public forums facilitated the sharing of information and ideas. Community bonds were strengthened through shared experiences at public gatherings. Open forums promoted social cohesion and collective understanding. Efficient food storage systems played a crucial role in mitigating the impact of droughts. Effective food preservation techniques helped reduce the severity of famines. Food storage ensures availability and accessibility of food supplies during periods of scarcity. Strategic food reserves are essential for maintaining food security and preventing widespread hunger. Deforestation significantly reduces the land's ability to retain water. Soil erosion accelerates the loss of fertile topsoil, crucial for agriculture. The Aksumite drought was exacerbated by the combined effects of deforestation and soil erosion. Agricultural decline is a direct consequence of reduced water retention and fertile land. Environmental degradation, driven by deforestation and erosion, contributed to the Aksumite agricultural crisis. Social unrest undermined the Aksumite government. Peasant revolts further destabilized the Aksumite government. The Aksumite government's weakening contributed to its eventual collapse. Internal social conflicts played a significant role in the fall of the Aksumite civilization. Abandoned villages serve as a visual representation of the human impact resulting from the Aksumite decline. The empty dwellings symbolize the loss of community and societal structure during the Aksumite period. These remnants highlight the stark realities and consequences of societal collapse. The decline of the Aksumite civilization had a profound impact on the population, leading to the abandonment of settlements. Migration patterns are influenced by the pursuit of better opportunities and improved living conditions. The search for greener pastures often involves moving to areas with greater economic prosperity and stability. Shifting migration patterns reflect changes in economic landscapes and resource availability. Improved opportunities can encompass a wide range of factors, including employment, education, and access to resources. Migration is a complex phenomenon driven by a combination of push and pull factors. Understanding migration patterns requires analyzing both the origin and destination regions. Fallen stelae symbolize the decline of the Aksumite Empire. The fallen monuments represent a loss of former glory and power. These ruins serve as a reminder of the empire's past grandeur. The state of the stelae reflects the empire's historical trajectory. The toppled stelae embody the impermanence of empires and civilizations. The Aksumite Empire's demise is visually represented through these fallen structures. The legacy of Aksum continues to resonate in modern Ethiopia. Aksum serves as a reminder of the rise of civilizations. Aksum serves as a reminder of the fall of civilizations. Modern Ethiopia reflects the historical and cultural impact of Aksum. The rise and fall of Aksum provides valuable lessons for contemporary society. Aksum's story emphasizes the cyclical nature of civilizations.